Hello everyone, it's Tana. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my first video in a long time that is for my channel, for myself, using whatever I want. So I'm listing some items that we're going to use here on the screen, and I just wanted to say stick around till the end because I'm going to announce the giveaway winners from the giveaway in October. And also that there won't be any photos at the end because I made so many cards. I'm only going to post the photos on my Instagram, so if you want to see those, you head on over to Instagram on my channel and check them out. So here I have some already ink blended panels. We're going to ink blend a couple together, but I made roughly 14 cards. So I wanted to show how you can make some simple holiday cards using some dies, some heat embossing, and some ink blending, but it didn't have to be boring. You don't have to do the same exact thing over and over and over again. So I listed the colors on the screen here for you for this panel that we're blending together, and I believe it's Flirty, Fuchsia, Sangria, and Glam. I think that's correct. And I apologize for the noise in the background. It's like super cold today and snowing, and I cannot sit in the car for the voiceover, and it just seems like every time I'm ready to do a voiceover lately, the heat kicks on. No lie. So would you believe that it's going to go from a half a foot of snow on the ground and 25 degrees to 65 over the weekend? That's the type of weather we've been having here in Western New York lately. So here's my finished panel there for the purple. And then I did some traditional, some non-traditional. Now we're going to do two green panels, but I'm just going to show one. And I believe I have here Melon, Ice, Grass Skirt, and Deck the Halls, I believe. And it actually turned out to be quite a interesting and pretty background. So I do like that. I did some of the panels where I did an ombre looking effect. I did some of them where I concentrated the lighter colors in the center, worked my way outwards to the outer edge, and used darker on the outer edge. I like the ombre look better on the cards I did. Most of them are portrait facing, and a couple of them are landscape. And I did a lot of, I did the same heat embossing, basically, on all of them. Mostly what I switched up was I did a chunk of them with this Holy Star, stylized Holy Star, I believe it's called, die from Simon Says Stamp. And then I did a chunk of them with snowflakes for people who don't celebrate Christmas. Maybe they celebrate Kwanzaa or Hanukkah or something else. So I like to keep them where it's not just Christmas cards. So I used a bunch of tonic mirrored cardstock. I will list them in the description box. I don't think I ended up putting them on the screen for you. But there's some iridescent and some just mirrored. And I made a bunch of stars. I think I actually still have 2 left. But I had plenty of parts to interchange colors. And I was actually, and maybe I'll include a picture of it at the end of the video, trying to replicate, the star that I have on my own Christmas tree because I just love it. So here I'm picking some snowflakes from the stamp set that I named for you guys at the beginning of the video, and I'm using some Simon Says Stamp Ultrafine Gold embossing powder on these snowflakes. So I used the scattered snowflakes for the cards that would have the Holy Star, and did all of them in gold. And then for the cards that would be for other holidays other than Christmas, I mean, you could use them for Christmas, but they're also, interchangeable with other holidays. I used the edge border snowflake stamp that came in that set as well, and did it all in silver embossing powder. For some reason, I always think of those types of cards with pretty silvers and blues, or like this time I did purples and blues also. That looked pretty as well. So here is that border or the edge stamp. I don't know which one you would call that. that I was talking about. And I believe this came in a kit that I ordered last year from Simon Says Stamp, and I believe I put that on the screen. And I'm using, once again, Simon Says Stamp Ultra Fine Silver embossing powder. And I think the purple ones turned out really pretty, but rather than do them landscape, I did them portrait because of the ombre effect. And I wanted to scatter the snowflakes and dots down a little further. So I took some of the smaller snowflakes in that set, and then I just added my own little dots of snow with a Versamark pen. Now I'm going to spray the heck out of all of those panels. I did them with Imagine Crafts Sparkle, and then also Frost spray, and then I heat set all of them. And also after I ink blended them, I did hit them with the heat tool, but my embossing powder, even with my awesome Rabbit Hole Designs powder tool, the embossing powder was sticking to them, so I let them sit overnight before I did any heat embossing. I am now using that Gina K Designs piece, word and shadow die, and I cut some of them out of silver glitter cardstock from MFT and the others out of gold to match with their corresponding heat embossed backgrounds. And then I used vellum for the shadow. And here I'm just showing you some of the ones I already did off camera. And then I pulled out that pretty snowflake. Now my plan with this was to layer it up. So I took all the time to put this 2-inch double-sided adhesive from scrapbook.com on my cardstock. But it was 120-pound cardstock. So I ran that thing through my die cutting machine and did it with a shim as well. And it barely cut through because of how heavy the cardstock was. So it did me no good to waste that double-sided adhesive. And I instead chose, rather than to layer it up, to heat emboss those with silver embossing powder as well, which I will show you in a minute. So now I'm just going to show you how I put the cards together on a couple of them, because you saw a lot of them were already done. I also traced out my Holy Star die, the main piece, on white cardstock so that those would have a back for when I put them together, because the first one I did put together, I did it directly on the card with no backing to the pieces. It just didn't sit right when I was gluing because of the heat embossed snowflakes. So it did make sense and was worth it for me to take that extra step to add a piece of cardstock behind it. Now I did pull in another snowflake for the purple backgrounds, and I forget the name of this one. I know I just put it on the screen for you, but I cannot remember it. It kind of seems like it goes, like you could use it with, what is that stamp set called? I got it last year, and I believe it was from Stamptember, and it was called Prismatic Snowflakes from Simon Says Stamp, and it reminds me of those snowflakes. So pretty, especially with the silver embossing powder on it. And I did put insides in because these cards are all for people, for me to send out for Christmas. And I stuck to wishing you and yours a joyful season. That came in a Christmas kit set, I believe last year from Simon Says Stamp. And let me just see what the name of that stamp set is really quick, because I have that sitting right next to me. That one is called, oh, there it is, Joyful Season by Simon Says Stamp. So now I'm going to show you how I put together the snowflake cards. And I decided not to try, I was trying really hard at first to center the word peace, but it's written so beautifully and in such a scripty font that you could tip it this way and that, and it really doesn't matter. So that's what I did with these two. And I put one of the more delicate snowflakes on the blue background and the jeweled one on the purple background. And here are all of our cards, guys. So I have the winners coming up here. One is a physical prize. I believe the winner is from the USA. I hope she is, because I can only send physical prizes out to people that live in the US. And the other one I believe is international. So both of you will email me at my email address there shown on the screen and provide me with the information that I need, depending on the prize you won. which will come up in a second here. So the giveaway winner for the actual package of physical prizes is Marie Hansen, and the winner of a gift card or savings voucher, depending on the store you choose, is Joan Orloff. So please send your information to that email below, and congratulations, guys. Look forward to more giveaways in the new year. I'd like to get back to doing it the way I was doing it before summer came along. And we will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye for now.